Alright guys, how's it going? As you can see, I'm not in my usual environment. I'm overseas at the moment. I'm visiting family. Now, ironically, earlier today, only an hour ago or so, I uploaded a video which was about Nunes, should be sold, and Isaac, Newcastle should be brought in, and it was quotes that came from Jermaine Pennant. And Jermaine Pennant was talking to, I think it was like a casino company or something like that. And I explained in that video how you should always be cautious when you see former players talking to betting companies, casinos, poker companies, things like that, especially when they're a brand that you've maybe never heard of before. Certainly in the Jermaine Pennant video previously, I would advise going to watch it maybe if you want to learn a bit more about this. That particular company or whatever is certainly one I've never heard of before. I'm never suspicious when I see a player talking to Ladbrokes, Paddy Power, William Mill, because they're established companies and they don't need to do this practice, right? But some of the smaller companies or less known companies often hire pay players to provide quotes, their opinions on things. And this is what this is about, right? And basically this video is going to be about Sergio Aguero claiming that Mo Salah has already signed a 2-year extension to stay with Liverpool, right? And a lot of accounts on social media are obviously putting the quotes that he said and are saying Sergio Aguero said, Mo Salah signed a 2-year deal, but they're not like telling you like who he said it to, kind of thing, right? And this is where it's really, really important. Now, in my previous video, the one before this one, I think, the one about Nunes and Jermaine Pennant, I explained that what happens is these companies, when they want more promotion, right, they're trying to get more backlinks into articles. A backlink is a link in the article to their website, right? So if you see a player, speaking to, unknownbettingcompany.com, it's not so much that they want you to click on that link and go and spend your money with them. They obviously do. But it's more about getting those links published on as many websites as they can. They're called backlinks because the more of those links that are published, the more articles that are published with the link into their website, Google gives them what's called Google Juice. It lifts them up the rankings where they compete against other casinos and things, right? Does that make sense? So what happens is, when a player usually speaks to these low-key or not so well-known brands, they usually try to get them to say something really controversial, right, or sensational, so that more websites will publish their quotes. So if you think about it, Sergio Aguero saying today Mo Salah signed a 2-year deal, that's going to get posted everywhere, isn't it? Because it's a substantial claim to make, right? So it's doing exactly what the betting company that he's speaking to today, stake.com or whatever gambling company is, they're getting what they want, right? And I can't believe we were only talking about this earlier today. So I'm looking out for you. Do you know what I mean? Like, people that have been around here a long time, they understand how this works, as I've mentioned it many, many times. But if you're new to my channel, I'm trying to say to you, whenever you see a player talking to a betting company, a casino company, a gambling company of any description, right? If it's not a well-known brand, Ladbrokes, Paddy Power, 32 Red maybe, whatever. If it's not well known, always put your suspicious hat on and think, is this fucker telling the truth here, or is he just like, because he's been paid to do something? Do you know what I'm saying, right? So they've all been paid, but Ladbrokes and William Miller, they don't need backlinks. Theirs is a genuine interview, right? But something like this is definitely dodgy. All right, that's my opinion, right? It's just, I can't believe we were talking about it earlier today. And here we go. So this is Sergio Aguero's quotes regarding Mo Salah having signed a new 2-year deal. So I've read a little about this over the past few hours. Aguero told stake.com, as quoted by 442. As I understand, Salah's renewed his contract with Liverpool for 2 more seasons. I think this should clear all doubts about his future. He remains a key player and a fresh contract is the best news Liverpool could receive. Now, first of all, do you think Sergio Aguero is going to be one of the first people to know this? You know what I'm saying? Like, Usually, when you see a player giving quotes to unknown or small, I mean, you'll know the brand maybe, but if they're not a big giant in the industry, just because they might sponsor a football club or an event doesn't mean they're massive or established. They're not. Think of all the competition, all the gambling companies that they want to get up there. They need as many backlinks as possible. Now, when you see a footballer talking to one of these companies, right, usually the website that's carrying those quotes has been paid to do so. So every week, every single week, multiple times a week, right, I get approached by these companies saying, oh, former Liverpool midfielder Jan Molby was speaking to shitty company, gamblingcompany.com. Would you be willing to include the links, the quotes, sorry, but make sure you backlink to us. Now, if you're naive or you're inexperienced or you just set up a fan's website, you think it's great for you. I'll say, oh, I've been approached and I've got this player once, I can put these quotes on. I've just got to link to them and all that. But what they don't tell you when they reach out to you is they're willing to pay you, right? So I got one of those jobs today, right? Literally within the last 45 minutes. Charlotte, my daughter that runs this shit for me in the background in between her job and being a mum, messaged me and said, Dad, can you put this article on the website, right? I was like, well, what is it, right? And she said, it's worth 200 quid. And I was like, yeah, I'll put it on, right? And it was exactly this kind of thing, right? So I wouldn't publish something that's bullshit, you know that, right? Because it's still got, it's going on my website. But that company reached out and said, hey, Coptor, would you publish this for us? And basically give them a backlink. And they paid me today, well, they haven't paid me yet, £200, right? So if you can imagine, if you see a website with these kind of things all the time, if they've got anything about them, they're being paid for it, right? Now, 200 quid isn't necessarily what you get for every, stuff like that, every job like that. Someone might offer you 50, 75, 150, 200, you're not going to knock that back, are you? 200 quid in the kitty. Charlotte works for me, she don't get paid. So straight away I went, yeah, you can keep half of that, right? Do you know what I mean? So that's an example of all that happening today. Now, they might have gone to another website, a fan's website, and said, would you put this on? And they might have gone, yeah, sure, yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, because it looks good for my website, you know what I'm saying? Dunk knows best, DKB. Yeah, we'll put it on for you, mate. How much are you willing to pay, you know what I'm saying? So this is what goes on in the background. And I think it's important that you know that, because I want you to know that every time you see a footballer speaking to unknown betting company, unknown casino, or not a big one, .com, right? I want you to put your suspicion head on and think, well, is that real then? Or is he just saying that because he's being paid to give them promotion, right? Now, Sergio Aguero, well, we assume he's been paid. Well, let's see. Maybe he did it from the goodness of his heart, right? If they've given him money to do that, all right, has it been effective for them? Yes, because those quotes will be all over. The Liverpool Echo, for example, are carrying them today, right? All these different websites. So it's doing the job for them. And then they're going to say, Sergio Aguero, he did a good job last time. Did he bung him another? We sort him out. Let's see if he'll do it again. Now, when a former Liverpool player talks to one of these companies, don't assume that they're lying, right? You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that someone's lying. I'm just saying, just put your cautious head on. If a former Liverpool player, do you know what I mean? I see former Liverpool players like John Barnes, for example, my absolute hero. If he's on there saying, oh, I think he'd be a good player for Liverpool, I look at it and I think, yeah, he thinks that. Hello, it's me again. I've had to split it into two different parts. My battery went flat on my phone, so I just put it together. So, like I was saying, like we say with that example there, John Barnes, I might just say, hey, John, we just want to know your opinions on something, because that might be like a company that's just trying to get out there a little bit, And John Barnes says, yeah, sure, well, I think he'd be a good signing for Liverpool, right? And that's all right, yeah? But sometimes you don't know how each company works, do you? So some of these companies might go, right, we want you to do some course, but we really need something really fucking good. You know what I'm saying? So do you think Sergio Aguero really knows what the status of Mo Salah's contract is? Do you think he does? Do you think that's his genuine opinion? Or do you think he's just doing something to really assist this company in getting a lot of publicity, getting those backlinks? The backlink is so important, guys. It's not you clicking on that link to go and spend your money with them. The backlink is why they do it. All right. So I hope I've explained things a little bit to you. Do you know what I mean? Like I say, you know, I get these jobs. I get offered them every week. Most of them I reject because I won't just put any shit on. Do you know what I'm saying? I wish I got one every day of the week, paying 200 every day of the week. It would be fucking laughing, you know, but it doesn't work like that. But I have good knowledge of this. And the reason I'm telling you this is just to be cautious. Now, maybe Mo Salah has signed, you know, a 2-year extension. Nobody knows about it yet other than Sergio Aguero. I doubt it. The only bit that I get confused with is like, do you reckon Sergio Aguero is short of a few bob? Because when you see these former players, you know, most of them have probably played in the 80s or 90s. And you know what I mean? Like Jermaine Pennant out there today, like what's he giving his opinions for? Do you know what I mean? Does Sergio Aguero need a few bob to help him out? I was thinking about this before the video, and someone like that, I'm thinking, is there a connection with this player to that company? Do you know what I mean? Like investment-wise and that? Possibly not, but sometimes there is. Or, you know, but it can be friendships, can't it? Do you know what I mean? Like you can help a brother out. So maybe Sergio Aguero didn't get paid, but maybe his pal's involved with it, and he's like, can you do something? You know what I mean? Because you help your friends out, don't you? It's a very strange one, yeah? I'm not going to take what Sergio Aguero says regarding Mo Salah's contract situation seriously at all. But you might have seen it out there on social media. And like I say, I've seen it on social media. And nobody's saying the origin. It's just Sergio Aguero says this. Do you get me drift? So I'm just trying to help you, right? So the message here is when you see a player, a former player, talking to one of these, you know, low-key betting companies, that if it's sensational, if it's like, whoa, that's a bold claim, just think, you know what I'm saying, guys? I hope that's made some sense to you. All right, I'm going to go. If you appreciate this video, please thumbs up the video. If you've got a comment, have you got an opinion about Sergio Aguero? Do you believe him? Please leave the comment. And if you want to buy me a beer or a coffee, please just hit the love heart under the video, and I will give you a shout out in tomorrow morning's briefing. In 24 minutes, I'm leaving for the pub. All right, so if you want to get me a beer, you can get me one. I'm going to go and see my mate because I'm in England at the minute. And I'm going to go for a beer with my pal while I'm here. All right, guys, you have a super evening, and hopefully I'll catch up with you real soon. Tomorrow morning, all being well. I better look fresh.